Hello students, welcome back to online classes. In the last class we were discussed about the chapter number 11, that is arrays. So we already discussed about what do you mean by array and types of arrays and how to declare the one-dimensional array and initialize the arrays, one-dimensional array. So in this class let us continue with the next topic, that is how the memory is represented in one-dimensional arrays. We already know that how to create the array and how to insert the elements into an array. In this class we will discuss about how to represent the array elements in a one-dimensional array. So the elements of one-dimensional arrays are stored in contiguous memory locations. For example, consider the declaration. So I am taking the array name as A with the data type as char. So it is nothing but it is a character type data. So I am taking the array name as A with the size of 5. So the element A of 0 is allocated at a particular memory location. We already know that the array value always begins from 0. So A of 0 is nothing but the first position of the array element. So it indicates the position. So A of 0 is allocated at a particular memory location, means it is nothing but each and every element or position of an element, so that will be allocated at a specific and given memory location. So the element A of 1 is allocated at next memory location and so on. Since the array is of the type char, each element requires 1 byte. So here I am taking the array name with A as data type as char with the size of an array as 5. So here we can insert maximum of 5 values. So that is 0 to 4 is the location of the array elements. The element A of 0, at the position of A of 0, the element is located with the particular memory location. Similarly, the element A of 1 is allocated at the immediate next memory location and so on up to until the last element of an array. So I am taking here the data type as char. So char is nothing but character data type. It needs only 1 byte of space. So 1 byte, char needs only 1 byte. So here look at the diagram. So the array name is A and A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3 and A of 4. So these are the memory locations, and here 5000, 5001, 5002, 5003 and 5004, it is nothing but it is the memory allocation address. So A of 0, the memory address is 5000, and A of 1 the memory address is 5001, A of 2 memory address is 5002, and A of 3 memory address is 5003, and A of 4 memory address is 5004. The amount of storage space required to hold an array is directly related to its type and size of the array. So means here the amount of storage space, how much the memory space is required for an array element, that will be calculated using the data type and the array size. So here there is a formula how to calculate the total size array. So means it is nothing but how much memory it is required. So here total size is equal to size of type. So it is nothing but size of as an operator with the data type. Here type is nothing but data type, which data type I am using for an array, into size of an array. So in the above example we have taken the data type as char. So size of char, type is nothing but here char. So size of char into size of array. So the size of array is 5. Example, I already told you that the character data type needs only 1 byte of memory. So the total size to char array required is 1 into 5 is equal to 5 bytes. So the for character data type we need only 5 bytes, means it depends upon the size of an array. So the array size I am taking here as 5, so the character data type needs only 1 byte, so 1 into 5 is nothing but 5 bytes. So the for the above example, char a of 5 needs 5 bytes of memory spaces. So in the next topic, that is the second type of array, that is two-dimensional array. We already told that the two-dimensional array is nothing but which needs two subscripts, so that is called as two-dimensional array. The subscript represents the position of the elements in the array. The element of two-dimensional arrays are represented as rows and columns. To identify any element, we should know its row number and column number. So in the previous type of array, that is one-dimensional array, there is only one subscript, so we will measure it in only one value, but here it needs two subscripts, so we represent it as rows and columns. Using some tabular form, we can calculate how the data will be accessed from two-dimensional arrays. So look at the example here. So I am taking this chart, so this is then rows and this is the column numbers. So 0 to m minus 1 is the row and 0 to n minus 1 is nothing but column numbers. So it can be calculated as a of m into n. So m is nothing but row and n is nothing but column number. So here I am taking for example a of 2 into 3, it is nothing but 2 rows and 3 columns. The always array values begins from 0, so here the row numbers 0 1 2 up to so on m minus 1. In the column numbers, the array always begins as 0, so 0 to n minus 1. The above array contains m rows and m columns, so m is nothing but it indicates rows and n it indicates as columns. So declaration of two-dimensional array. So a two-dimensional array can be defined by specifying the data type of the elements, followed by name of the array, followed by the number of rows and number of columns in the array. The row size and column size should be separately enclosed within square brackets. So two-dimensional array needs two subscripts. So the first subscript indicates the rows and the second subscript indicates the column size. So both row size and column size should be separately enclosed within the pair of square brackets. So this is the general form of two-dimensional array. So data type, array name, row size and column size. So take an example, that is I am taking here int a of 2 and 3. So it is nothing but the data type is integer data type with the array name as a, and row size I am taking here as 2 and column size I am taking it as 3. So 2 is nothing but m, means m into n I am taking, so m equals to 2 and n equals to 3. So it indicates the first subscript indicates always rows and second subscript always indicates the column size. So how to initialize the two-dimensional arrays? So firstly, we can initialize two-dimensional array either by initializing it in its declaration or by using assignment statement. So now we take an example, int a of 2 comma 3. So means here 2 rows and 3 columns, it is nothing but 2 into 3, so that is we can get maximum of 6 values here, because m into n is nothing but 2 into 3. So my m value is 2 and n value is 3, so m into n, that is 2 into 3 is equals to 6 values. So 6 values I am taking it as 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. A is a two-dimensional array which contains 2 rows and 3 columns. These assignments would be So how to access these elements? So first one, always complete first rows. So first row always begins from 0. So a of 0th row, 0th column, so 0th row and 0th column, that the first value is 1, and a of 0th row first column value is 2, and a of 0th row second column value is 3. And similarly in the second row, a of first row 0th column value is 4, a of first row first column value is 5, and a of first row and second column value is 6. If the values are missing in an initialize, they are automatically set to 0. If I make here 6 I am missing, means it will defaultly take it as 0. Example number 2, int b of 2 comma 3. So similarly here also I am taking the two values, that is 2 as row and 3 as column value. So but I am taking the array name as b here. So this is one more method how to initialize the two-dimensional arrays. So within flower bracket there are two values, one more flower bracket, within flower bracket 1 comma 2 and comma 3. So it nothing but will initialize the first two elements to the first row. So 1 comma 2 will be initialized to first row, and the third column value will becomes set automatically as 0. The remaining elements are automatically set to 0. So take the example that the remaining elements are automatically set to 0. So first one, b of 0th row 0th column, that is the first value 1, and b of 0th row first column the value is 2, and b of 0th row third value that is missing, so it will be set as 0 automatically. So next row, b of first row 0th column the value is 3, and b of first row first column, there is the both the values are missing, so it will be set to 0 as it is. So accessing the elements in two-dimensional arrays, we can read 6 elements into the array. We need to use nested for loops. One loop process the rows and another loop process the columns. If outer loop is for rows and inner loop is for columns, then for each row index all the columns are processed, and then the same process is repeated for next row index. Means in previous type of array, that is one dimensional array, we use only one for loop because there is only one subscript, so we use only one for loop. But here there are two subscripts, one is for row and one is for column, so we use two for loops here, that is nothing but nested for loops. Nested for loop is nothing but for loop within for loop, so that is called as nested loops. So here first for loop indicates the row and the second for loop is for columns. So take an example, that is enter the elements. So cout statement I am writing it as enter the elements. So first for loop, that is for I equals to 0, I is less than 2, I plus plus. So for the I is initialized to 0, so 0 is less than 2, yes the condition is true, then it will go to next for loop, that is j equals to 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus. So here I am initializing the j value as 0, 0 is less than 3, yes the condition is true, so it takes the input from the user as a of I into j, means I value is 0, so 0th row 0th column, so the user is inserting the value, so I am inserting the 0th row 0th value as 1. So the first value is 1 and j will be incremented, so j becomes 1 now. 1 is less than 3, yes the condition is again true. So next a of 0, I remains as it is, because until the second for loop get false, it will first for loop will be not incremented. So j now incremented, so 1 is less than 3, yes the condition is true, a of I value is 0, a of 0th row first column, because j is incremented and j becomes 1 now, a of 0 of 1, so I am inserting the value as 2. So again j is incremented, j becomes 2 now, 2 is less than 3, yes the condition is true. So next again the user should enter one more input, that is a of 0 and j value is 2, a of 0 0 and 2. So I am inserting the a of 0th row second column value as 3. So again j is incremented, j becomes 3 now, so 3 is less than 3, the condition here become false, and now the first for loop will get incremented, means I becomes 1 now, so 1 is less than 2, yes again the condition is true. So next for loop it will come to the next for loop again, so again j is initialized to 0, 0 is less than 3, yes the condition is true. So see, a of I value now is incremented, so I becomes 1, a of 1 of j value is 0 now, a of 1 of 0, so I am inserting the value as 4. So next j is incremented, j becomes 1, 1 is less than 3, yes the condition true, a of 1 into 1, so I am inserting the value as 5. So again j is incremented, j becomes 2, 2 is less than 3, yes the condition is true. Now again a of 1 into 2, I am inserting the value as 6. So again j is incremented, j becomes 3, 3 is less than 3, the condition become false, again the control goes back to the first for loop. So here I is incremented, so I becomes 2 now, 2 is less than 2, here the condition become false, so the statement for loop will be completed, so it will come terminate the for loop. So this is the accessing, how to access the elements to an array. We can insert or we can access the elements using both the two for loops, for one for rows and one for columns. So look at this program to read the elements into the array and print the elements. Here similarly in previous program, that is in one dimensional array, also we inputted the values into an array and again printed the same elements from an array. So similarly here we are using two-dimensional arrays. Void main, so int a of 5 into 5, here I am taking the row values as 5 and column value as 5, means we can get up to 5 into 5, that is 25 values, and I am taking the variables as I, j, m and n. M is indicates the row and n is indicating the column value. So cout enter the order, so I want to enter the order how much I want. So scene I am taking m value as 2 and n value as 3, so m value becomes 2 now and n value is 3. Next enter the elements, so I want to insert the elements into an array using two for loops. So for I equals to 0, I is less than m, I plus plus, so I am initializing the I value as a 0. So 0 is less than, now m value is 2, 0 is less than 2, yes the condition is true. So next again it will go to the next for loop, that is j equal to 0. So I am initializing the j value as 0, j is 0 and n value is 3. So 0 is less than 3, yes the condition is true. So user have to insert the element. So first element, that is a of 0th row first column, so I am inserting 1. So next j is incremented, j becomes 1, 1 is less than 3, yes the condition is true. A of 0th row first column, I am inserting the value as 2. Again j is incremented, j becomes 2, 2 is less than 3, yes the condition is true. A of 0 row second column, I am inserting again 1. So next j is again incremented, j becomes 3, 3 is less than 3, here the condition become false and next control goes back to the previous for loop. So here I will be incremented. Now I becomes 1. So 1 is less than 2. Yes, the condition is true. Again it goes back to the second for loop. So again I am initializing the j value as 0. 0 is less than 3. Yes, the condition is true. Here a of first row 0th column I am inserting the value as 1. Again j is incremented, j becomes 1. 1 is less than 3. Yes, the condition is true. I am inserting the value as 0 now. So I again j is incremented, j becomes 1. Sorry, j becomes 2. 2 is less than 3. Yes, the condition is true. So a of first row second column I am inserting the value as 1. Again j is incremented, j becomes 3. 3 is less than 3. The condition become false. Again the control goes back to first for loop. So again I is incremented. Now I becomes 2. 2 is less than 2. The condition is false. So the complete 3 statements will be terminated and goes back to the next statement, that is cout the elements are. So the cout statement is used to print the whatever the content are written within the double quotes, that will be printed as it is in your output screen. So the elements are is printed as it is. So next again I am taking the for loop to print the elements. So similar, for I equals to 0, I is less than m, I plus plus, open bracket, for j equals to 0, j is less than n, j plus plus. So set w is nothing but to set the spaces, file and spaces in between the outputs. So a of here in previous for loops we are using scene statement, because to get the input from the user, here the inputs are given and the values again I am printing using the cout statement. So using these two for loops, similarly they are printed as it is 1 to 1, 1 0 1. So this is the program about how to read the elements from into the array and printing the elements from an array. And the last topic, that is multi-dimensional array. So we already know that multi-dimensional array is nothing but 2 or more. So we already know that one dimensional array and two dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array is nothing but more than 2 subscripts we are using, so that is nothing but multi-dimensional arrays. So this completes your chapter number 11, that is array. Thank you.